Hey garden friends, I promised you some fall decorating and container switch ups, all of that kind of fun stuff on a dime. We're going to use stuff that I can either we usually scavenge, that's the word, and things that I have around here instead of buying a bunch of stuff. So let's keep this very low budget, but fun. So let's get rolling. So let's start back here, like I said. So I started to clean it up and forgot, oh man, this should be part of my video. I took down some of the hostas that I have up here in summer. This was one of the beautiful hostas. Look at that beautiful color. But for fall, I wanted to bring some of my coleus that I started from seed. It's been over there where I saw it out the kitchen window. Don't ask me why I said chicken. And I want to put it over here because it has all the beautiful fall colors in it. And then we're going to put up a handmade painted painting. It's not a sign. I was going to say sign because it's on wood. It's a painting that I did. It's on, the instructions for it are over on my other website, my art website, pamelagropey.com. Link will be in the description box if you want to try to paint this yourself and all of that. Yeah, so we're going to start right here. Then I'll take you out in the woods and we're going to scavenge some things. I'm saying the wrong words all the time. Okay. This DIY table I built just for this. So it would sit higher than the patio chairs out here and be a great place to display stuff during the summer. So yeah, hostas are going to be moving. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I could put them in the ground. Some of these can take sun, some sun. So I was thinking of putting them in the front flower bed with the Tequila Surprise. I think they're called Tequila Supreme. Tequila. What are those two? Roses. Because they would be perfect as an understory for those. And being these are divisions from my hosta garden, then if they turn crispy and I have to move them, no big deal. So they were free. Okay, so let's move this around. This coleus. I was looking at this flower, whether I wanted to cut it off or not, and cut this down a little bit, and it'll help bulk out. Now starting this week, we're going to get the lows are going to be down in the 40s. So I'm not sure how the coleus is going to come through that. I don't know how cold they endure. I know they don't take frosts, but yeah. So we'll see how long my little display lasts because fall just began last week, and now we're already getting some pretty cold temperatures, but we do live in the mountains. So there's that. Now I think this is a beautiful fall color. This is kind of a deep eggplant color. So that there, I'm going to find something to kind of put it in. Now also, these are Thanksgiving cactus. Many people call them Christmas cactuses, but this variety is actually, yeah, I'm looking at it closely. These are actually Thanksgiving cactuses. Now all my Thanksgiving cactuses that I keep indoors in the winter, they come out in the summer and they get their spa treatment, so to speak. But they all need to go back in now that the lows are getting down into the 40s. I debated on this geranium. It's a beautiful red. It probably would fit well with the coleus that I'm going to bring over to display here. But I wasn't sure. So we'll do a test run with it. Here's another holly. This one got a little bit scorched because back there it got a little too much sun. But it's putting on new growth. Beautiful. So we'll have a chat about Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactuses. Holiday cactuses is a better name because it encompasses all of them. But I have a few videos on how I prune them, how I propagate them, all of that. So if you want to go watch those, they're pretty informative. Okay, these are my sweet potato vines that I put in here to root. Very little water in here, but look at all those roots. So those I need to get planted. And then these, I think in the 40s they'll do okay. I know they don't take frost, but I'll pot them up in smaller pots, put them in on my windowsills. I'll give them a good spray with neem oil so they don't have a lot of bugs on them. And then I'll continue to take more cuttings through the year. I have another video on how I propagate these and keep them through the winter, I have a tough time them not succumbing to bugs indoors. So I have to keep them going another way, and that's in that video too. So these would do great out here with this display. So we'll see about that. Okay, this DIY table, you notice this is just 2 fence boards on top of this frame. I was going to attach these permanently or make a tabletop. I've never gotten there. So it still is in its DIY or in its phase of being built, but the fence boards work great. So far they haven't started sagging from having weight on them, but they have supports throughout here. Super easy to build. And it's, held up well. And I just treat it with a deck stain oil in natural color in this base, even though it's like pine or fir wood, regular construction lumber, it doesn't succumb to the elements because of being treated. Okay, I'm gonna get a broom and I'm gonna sweep that off. Yeah, why I wanted to do this was, and share it with you, I would throw my decorations out here no matter what. I like this being a backdrop for the videos I do out here, but I wanted to share with you that you don't always have to buy stuff to change up for the seasons. You don't have to buy new plants. And as I pointed out in my last video, if I would have had my game on, so to speak, I would have started pansies from seed to put out. Pansies will overwinter for me, and I could also put them and have color with them in the greenhouse during parts of the winter, even during the Persephone period, which is when the length of the days affects either blooming or growing cycle of plants. And that's when the day length is shorter than 10 hours a day. And that differs across the country with where you're at in relation to the equator. But I supplement with grow lights so that I get blooms and growth no matter what, even during that period. But I didn't start the pansy seeds. I did find some violas that I will put in some containers, and when it gets really snowy and whatever, they will go into my new greenhouse and they will be in there. And then come probably March or April, I can put them out in the garden and they will just take off like crazy. Even though we'll get some snows, they just do well during that time, and we'll come through it just fine. So I've got this swept off pretty much. And I'm going to go and I'm going to get the other coleus, and we're going to see how we're going to set this up and see how it's going to work. I'll show you where it's at. Hope you can hear that frog. I don't know where he's at, but he's pretty loud. Whoops, what? Oh, I got caught on a rose. Just a second. Now I must confess, this year my back deck has been kind of a collect-all or the work zone that normally I would have down in my greenhouse. Because the greenhouse is being built, my old greenhouse was turned into a chicken pen. So here is another batch of coleus, and there's also begonia in here. I forgot about that. But yeah, so it's been up here, and right to my left is the kitchen window. Let me turn you back. I just wanted you to see where that came from. Okay, this is big and gorgeous. These ivy over here can stay. They're doing great. This one's the white edged one, which I really love. Make sure it's white. Is that white? Yes, I was reaching for my glasses. I don't know where I set them down. So it's beautiful. This one is the fine, what are they called, needle point. And then this one too is the needle point. It looks like a rose coming up through the deck. But yeah, all beautiful. This needs to be watered desperately. But let's get back here and look. Okay, I will water that. So, but to have my painting. I don't have a hanger on my painting. I'm going to use this crate. And I'm going to put it this way. The sides is painted in a sage green. The bottom is not finished. Did my camera move? But it will do the job for what I want. Let me see, do I want it that way? So what do you think? I'd have to get back over there to see how it looks. Does it look like it's tilted? So I really like that. Don't you think the colors there go beautiful with that? The little bit of purple in here goes with the purple on this, and as well as the flowers. Yeah, I'm going to water that, perk it back up. So what do we think so far? Now just imagine, if you can, that this is not kind of wilting. And do you think the coleus all looks good with that? Now I do have the next element I was going to try, and I may need to bring this up a little bit further. So I wonder if, maybe let's try it somewhat this direction. What do you think? A little bit higher, and then I can have some elements below. Let me come back here and look at it from this view. Nope, sorry, I didn't mean to kick that. Yeah, so I'm gonna let's go pick up some pine cones from the woods across the street, and we can station them here, so to kind of display them. But first, I'm gonna go get some water and water that poor coleus. Okay, I had to switch to my phone because, yeah, handling that camera and the other camera in the woods is nearly impossible. But here is my basket, and I'm gonna go collect some of the big sugar pine cones. So we're gonna go walk to the woods across the street. And yeah, looks like the clouds are getting thicker. Look at my Eden rose, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, Eden is putting on a little bit of a show now, a little more blooms, perfect for fall. But this has been a boom year for, look at these, all these little pine cones. It always seems to crack me up when I go into stores and see you can buy them, when they are just like littering the street here. Now here's some big of the sugar pine cones, but we're gonna go and get some of the freshly fallen ones. They look a little bit better. These ones are a bit aged. Let's see, there's some right there, but they might be a little tricky to get to. Yeah, all of these are looking a bit aged. They fell a few weeks ago. That's okay. They will work. They will work. So let me see, down here, you can see where a green pine cone was shredded by squirrels right there. So we'll get these. I have gloves on because these things are very filled with pitch. And we'll display these in a way that the parts that are a little less than primo won't show, but they'll be good on display with the other elements. I'm looking up to see if there's any. Just a minute, guys. Can you see what I see up there? Let me zoom in. Yep. There's a forest buddy. He's wondering what in the world I'm doing. I wonder if he's got any friends with him. Usually there's 4 or 5 of them together. But at least it's not a bear. We've got lots of bear scat around the neighborhood. They come for the apple trees. He's just going to watch me. Well, I'm going to continue picking up pine cones. Alrighty. Let's see, this one down here is good. That's one thing I love about my office window, being on the 2nd floor, is I look out into the woods and I can see all the critters walking through. You see how it's Oh, yep, there's another one laying down up there. Let me see if you can see him or her. Yep, got up. And it was snoozing there. I think it's just the two of them. Nope, maybe three. Oh, three of them so far. Sorry, I was looking at them and not at the camera to see what you were getting to see. They're watching me. All right. Okay, I gotta fill my basket. I gotta quit being distracted. Oops, that stem fell out that one. And when they're fresher, they're not quite as dark, but that's okay. I think I got 4. We'll grab one more. They're not too terribly skittish. They're still there and I've been moving around. Okay, there's a last one. Last one. Put it in my basket. Now we'll walk back over to my house. Wasn't that fun seeing those deer? Yeah. Don't ask me why they don't come and eat on my garden more than they do, but they don't. So let's see how we can position some of these. I could leave them in the basket. Some in the basket to display, kind of like that maybe. Put it over here maybe. And then have the one kind of an angle there. Maybe cut back that stem of that coleus so it's not getting in the way. And I can root this if I want. I do not try to overwinter coleus indoors. It comes up too easy from seed. I have such little space, and it's always a fantastic surprise as to what you get from the seed. You get in a mix, you get these speckled ones, you get the ones with the burgundy and the green, and this one that's splotched too. It is just fun. So yeah, some people do, and you can overwinter them indoors, but I don't bother. So let's see. Now I had thought of bringing down this apricot-y, orangey geranium and putting down here, maybe, to add just a punch of color. What do you think? All's good. All's good. Now, I try not to get too busy, and there's other elements around that I can place elsewhere. I have like another orange blooming geranium over there. I can put all the geraniums up on that table where I took the coleus down from. But yeah, I'm not going to bring, maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to do that part, because tomorrow we're supposed to have clear skies, no chance of rain that I know of. But like here's one of the patio chairs, right there's one of the patio chairs. Set them up and put the cushions back on, and then you can see really how this comes together. So let me move this geranium over to the table, and we can kind of move plants around there, and yeah, get a display there in place of the coleus. I almost forgot my pumpkins. So I thought these would go really cute up here, and maybe some like this, and maybe that one kind of displayed like that. Have it be. What do you think? Kind of matches. This one matches this pumpkin here. This one rather matches that one. I have some plain orange too that I could put down on this table. You might not be able to see the lower table. Maybe you can. I can't see from here what's in that. So a couple of pumpkins there. And then maybe my other orange geranium. It's got some more buds coming. This one's kind of got a seed thing there, seed spike. I don't know. It does need a container to be put in, doesn't it? So I don't know. Let me look from your angle. Is it too much? Or does it detract? I could put it behind the pine cones, huh? And have that little spark of orange back there. Yeah, let's try that. The bloom is tall enough. Does that look too red? It looks too red against the orange now, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not liking that. Let's remove that. Whoops, get it caught there. It's okay. This is the geranium I bought because it had the deep coloration in the zone of those. So that one was I got for the foliage color as well as for the flowers. So yeah, but it's not going to work for here. So sorry about I got interrupted, so I don't even know where I'm at, but I'm going to end this here. I'm going to end with this display. I moved the geraniums over there to where the coleus were at, and I had these little pumpkins down here on this table, but I think I would like them up here, like that. And so it all works together. Let me get out of the way for you to see it all. Yeah, just imagine the cushions, green cushions on the chairs. It's starting to rain, so I'm going to have to pull my painting down for now. It is sealed, but yeah, I don't really want it to get wet. And ta-da, my fall decoration. Now, the pumpkins cost me $6 at Costco, and everything else is what I had. So pretty good for a fall decor on the cheap. And just so my painting friends, I wanted you to see my latest painting lesson. This is not one I give, this is one I took. I'm taking this modern impressionism course, and yeah, this is just a lot of fun. I love the colors in this one, and it's going in my house. So I just wanted to share that. I just finished a pumpkin pie. I have to seal it and all of that. A slice of pumpkin pie with the pumpkins in the background. That one I'm loving too, and that's going to go in my house as fall decor. And on the back of my couch for my fall decor, I just throw a quilt that I got from Pottery Barn 20 years ago, and it's fall leaves. And maybe I'll put that up and share it and show you what it looks like. But that's pretty much my fall paintings that I have painted or go up in the fall, and then my quilt on the back of my couch. And that's pretty much it for the colors. I have mint green as kind of my accent, white walls. I love white because of the bright light it reflects. But then my accent colors around, like the trim around my windows, is a sage or a mint green, kind of between sage and mint. And I've had that color scheme forever. I love it. I will never change it because it just suits me. And it's like a neutral that goes with anything I put in there, whether it's, blues, reds, greens, whatever, it goes. And even this time of year, it really goes. In fact, the trim on the quilt is the same color of green. Can you hear it raining? I'm gonna have to go in. So the thunderstorms have arrived, and I'm finishing up this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. I'm not sure. I need to do a whole late end of September garden tour, or maybe the 1st of October, because 1st of October it's going to be here. So yeah, and I know it's dark in here. I just wanted to get this video done. Sorry for the backlight, but here's my fall quilt that I throw on the back of the couch for the autumn time, and it just brings that element. And you can see the green trim around our windows. And I had it made, you can't see the top. I'll take you over to the dining room. You see how the top of it has a cornice, and I had this done. It was copied from a country magazine, and I just love that kind of trim. So that's why we don't have curtains. We just have the blinds, but you can see that color of sage green. One day I'll bring in here when it's brighter and not so dark. But here's my other artwork that I have on my wall. There's a basket of apples, water can, Volkswagen. Yeah, that's just some of the work I have done. So there you go. Fall in White Pines. So I will see you in my next video. Bye. maybe we'll plant those pansy seeds.